system is, we have probably Clifford, 3-4 million prisoners in the United States?
6.5 million.
6.5 million prisoners in the United States. Originally it's to be rehabbed. The conditions are poor, but do you want the conditions to be good? It's up to I personally feel that yes, it should. They're human beings just like they went bad. Anybody can go bad. And if you do, be rehabbed. So I have set up a model system for 6 million, that's a city the size of New York, with factories, productive. It would be produce, it would like making mattress, make it anything, produce and pay for itself instead of the taxpayer paying. And you wouldn't have prison guards with guns. You'd have social workers, psychologists, professional people auditing these people, and giving them help to get better as they get out in society, not to be repeat offenders. So they want a good environment. But there are people who are habitual criminals that have to be housed and locked up. So that society will have lockup too. But it'll be in regular society, you know, someplace, hopefully, way out in the ocean, you know, for protection. So it'll have its own landing strip. But federal, state, all prison will be combined in this one unit. That's an idea. And I would like to research that and see if it can come up and it'll be feasible. Is there any questions on any? Uh-oh.
I don't mean to be nasty or anything, but your program here seems to remind me of our medical system. There's all sorts of beautiful plans to treat symptoms, but until you get back to the cause, it's really not going to be all of that useful.
The question is?
And the question is, how are we going to get back to real money? It is my opinion that the cruelest tax of all is inflation. A case in point is myself. At 14,
What's the question?
how are we going to get back to real money?
All right. First, we got to define, draw a line as a pendulum. What's real money? What is a dollar really worth? All right. When you talk about real money, what's going to replace real money? My program here creates taxes, no taxes. And it creates ideas and concepts that treat the taxpayer with care and a little love, all right? And that there won't be high taxes. Now, the programs have to work. You have to have somebody push the programs to make it work.
You're still not answering getting to my point. Let's go back to the case of this little 14-year-old kid. I could work for $1 an hour, and in 4 hours, I could earn enough money to buy 25 gallons of gas. Mm-hmm. By the end of February, that'll be up to $4 a gallon. Right. So that means if I go back to teaching with 3 college degrees, I'll make about $90. And my whole day's work as a very well-educated person would be less than that 14-year-old kid.
Right.
So we're going down the tube. Like Alexander Hamilton said, let me control the money. I don't care what you put in the Constitution. If I control the money, I'll rule.
So the question is, how do we
How
eliminate
are we going to get rid of the Federal Reserve?
Inflation. No, how do we eliminate inflation? To eliminate inflation is develop strength in our economy, number one. Strength in our economy is have a high cash reserve. They explained in the Uncle Sam's sweepstake. That's one form, we're talking about $2 trillion. Who has $2 trillion for cash reserve that's frozen?
The Germans.
No, please. And you have a cash reserve that would strengthen. You have higher tariffs, all right? Higher tariffs coming in to protect our economy. So basically, look at the economy and put safeguards on the economy. And also, it should be researched further on exactly what the ideal solution is to eliminate inflation. This is the first form to stop inflation. Go ahead.
Good morning. I've never stood up here and asked a question before, so
Go ahead.
I'll do that today. I want to start by saying that I think it's good to get up in different forums even if people disagree with you, because that's what it's all about.
Yes.
Okay? What I see here, and it's going to lead to my question, is that you kind of have the outline of an ideal way that we would possibly like to see things, my question to you, and I'm looking at star 5 because I am an educator, all right, and as well as a retired military veteran. I look at that, which I know something about, and my question to you is, I know that there's a lot of research you've got to do to get anywhere with education rework, starting with NCLB, okay? You're not going to make anything happen. So this is my question to you. You are looking at 4 years of preparing yourself to represent people. What kind of research in each of these areas have you set up so that you can, in fact, answer specific questions that people put to you?
Let me explain. For every star, you're going to have people for or against.
Right.
That's the political circle. I'm going to run through roadblocks, but being strong as an ox, I will make it happen. I will make it happen beyond reasonable doubt. I will push it, push it, push it. That's what makes things to be in existence. So as far as research,
like what kind of people are you going to have research these things?
I think there'll be experts. These fields will have a committee. Each will have a committee of experts. How many, I don't know.
Right.
To retrofit this program to work. To work. All right. Now, I believe in the reward system. You might not believe in the reward system. It's workable and can accomplish great things if it's put in effect. And it hasn't been put in effect of this magnitude. I will make it work, guarantee you.
Okay, but again, my question deals more with as you go through this process. Like right now, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm kind of getting the impression that you've gone around, you've talked to people, but a lot of what you have here is kind of anecdotal, and you're beginning the research process. Is this
yes.
true?
Well, you need Hillary, Obama. Just about if you notice on the political campaigns on television, they don't have a plan.
Right.
They're Band-Aid politicians. So how do I feel about it? I feel that they will not do the job. We'll just go deeper in the hole. This is something to start and work with to give the Americans confidence on rebuilding the system. New ideas and concepts work.
Agreed. Then my last question, and I'll sit down, is then since you are still in the process of researching a lot of this, then are you a person that understands that you may have to come back and say, I know I told you A, B, and C, but I was wrong on B, and this is my adjustment?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
That's what I want to know.
I would say I'm pushing healthcare as an alternative back into the top 3. Why? Because people want healthcare. When I say research, need research, this is a pattern or blueprint to success, as I know to succeed. There'll be research when if we make it into effect, into office, then we'll set up committees to define the programs and what's needed dollar-wise, people, so forth. But there'll be changes, but not major changes.
Okay, but there may be changes.
Changes.
Okay, and I don't want to take up everybody's time, but I do want to hear ideas, whether I agree with them or not.
You've been kind. Thank you. Easy now.
Oh, sure, okay. And let me thank you again for coming. In terms of your ideas about prison, okay, would you have an idea of about how many or what percentage of the people in prison are there for one of two things? One, being